hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. I hope everybody enjoyed their winter holidays. Today I was thinking about the stuff that I didn't manage to do yet in the late fall season, and it occurred to me that I really wanted to try to propagate this beautiful Colorado blue spruce. I tried to see in our nurseries this winter season and they were not up for sale. So I did some research and it turns out that it is very possible and should be pretty easy to propagate them from cuttings. So if you do want to propagate from cuttings, you do have to do it now. You cannot do it later because it's gonna get hot. So this is the time, if you do have some neighbors or relatives or a particular Arborvitae, Spruce, or any evergreen kind of looking tree that you really love or want to multiply in your garden, this is the time to do that. So let's start from basics. Today I'm going to be recycling the nursery pots, and then if it grows well, I'm just going to transplant them in nice pots. So I'm using the potting soil, but you can pretty much use any soil you have on hand. If you have no soil, you can just use any dirt from your garden. That works too, because propagating from cuttings shouldn't be difficult. So I'm getting my soil, and then we'll get to the cuttings. So this is the tree, Colorado blue spruce, that we bought, and I bought it literally, it wasn't even 2 feet tall. And I like it. It's not too vigorous, it's not too slow in growth. And what I love about this tree in particular is that it does change its color throughout the seasons. So it goes from different shades of green to a silvery blue. So you kind of get, you know, a different effect out of one plant. So this is the backing of the, this one is backing to the house, so there's no point for me to grow it. I can take the cuttings from here without kind of damaging the look and the shape. So I'm going to cut the small, oh, that one did too, small pieces, and mostly I'm gonna take from the bottom or the back. So we got our cuttings, and as you see, I didn't get them too big because there's no need for it to get too big, because then you need too much energy from the, you know, cutting to sustain that plant. So now these cuttings, I'm gonna clean up on the bottom and kind of just leave maybe 3, okay, 3 or 4. So we'll clean it up nicely. And then I'm gonna do the rest the same thing, but you can use a rooting powder. This is what I have on hand, or if you don't have any, you don't have to, but because this is the first time I'm doing it and I really want to be successful, you just dip it, shake it off a little bit, just enough to have a little residue kind of, and make a hole, put it and push it a little bit to firm it. So I'm gonna put a few, normally I do like 3 of anything when I do to propagate from cutting. I do like 3 normally, and then out of 3, normally 3 comes back, but if 3 doesn't come back, at least 2 or 1 will. So, and then the pots are big, so this is good. I'm gonna add a little bit more soil. Press firm to firmly so it kind of touches and there's no air pockets. Okay. I'm gonna do the same. You can make holes ahead of time if you want. And you know, this is a perfect kind of winter decoration too. You don't have to dress it up too much. So if you want it to be like, if you're lacking decor in your garden, you can just plant them in good looking planters, so like terracotta style planters, and just add a few cones, pine cones, and voila, you have your decoration. I did stick a few branches in my winter planters as well, so hopefully those shoot some roots. And it's like, you know, the only thing is you're taking advantage of the season. So now is the time to propagate from cuttings. Like sometimes in the summer I'm like, oh, I wish I did that, I wish I did this in the winter. But in the winter time you kind of forget what you were planning to do because you're so busy with your indoor. And that's kind of my thing. In our winter time I'm more focused on inside of the house, and it's kind of my time off from the garden. But I just remembered about this tree because I want to plant more of these in our backyard. I'll show you in a little bit my collection of evergreens and Arborvitae and spruces, because I think they add so much interest in your garden. All right, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more soil here. Now, what I have it right now is growing in full sun, and they're doing just fine. If you have a partial sun, they're gonna do just fine there too. So I think I have more cuttings, so I'm just gonna go and grab another pot. But pretty much that's the process. And I wanted to share with you and kind of be your reminder in case if you also would like to have one of those. Just go ahead and water it. And put it somewhere in a sunny spot, or anywhere where you actually they can have access to rainwater and the sun. And then just check back on them in the springtime, and hopefully they will shoot roots. I will be updating you on the progress, how they develop, and if they actually develop or not. This is another type of Arborvitae that I have, and I have a few of them, a couple in the back, and then 4 in the planters, because I do think they add you know, an easy, cheap way to add some character and like green, like 4-season lasting green effect for the house. So this is another type, same Colorado blue spruce, but a bigger size, although we planted them the same time. This one actually, maybe because it has more access. The other one I was showing is all the way in the back. It's like the very end of the house. But this one is bigger, taller. I guess it likes more the sunny spot. So a new addition, which I planted this fall. It's called Carolina Blue Cypress. It's supposed to be big. So let's see how vigorous this will grow. This one I think is a green giant, probably, or some sort of Arborvitae, but also the evergreen. And that's the one that I had in a planter outside. This one is some sort of evergreen, some sort of tuja probably, I don't know. But this was like a seedling I found in the backyard, and it's actually very vigorously growing. This dwarf Alberto is absolutely frozen on me. So it's been like this for like 5-6 years, and I added even some fertilizer. So I'm just kind of leaving it alone because it's kind of just adding a green accent, and I don't really need to get it huge. So dwarf is a dwarf. This little guy was in a planter. It's also some sort of, I have a weed, some sort of evergreen. I think it's like emerald green or something. And I think it wasn't happy in a planter, so I moved it here. You know, it's always a good idea to move your evergreens when you tree at this point in the ground to revitalize. They do so much better, get so much more nutrients and, you know, life in the ground rather than in a pot. And last but not least, this is my latest addition to my collection. It's Italian ice pine. I do think it resembles a lot, reminds me a lot of the Colorado blue spruce. So let's see if I plant it in the ground, how it's going to turn out. I'm very excited. You actually, as a gardener, become a collector of plants over the years. So thanks for watching me today. I hope everyone is getting inspired, having some ideas, staying safe and healthy. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos from me, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.